For centuries, the deepest, most impenetrable rainforests on Earth have guarded humanity's greatest secrets. Beneath their emerald canopy, whispers of forgotten empires, of cities built on an unimaginable scale, have echoed through time, tantalizing explorers and baffling archaeologists. Traditional expeditions, battling formidable terrain and the relentless embrace of nature, could only ever scratch the surface, offering tantalizing glimpses, but never the full picture. The jungle, it seemed, was an unconquerable veil, holding vast civilizations forever captive in its green embrace. But what if we could pierce that veil? What if we had an eye in the sky, capable of seeing through the densest foliage, mapping entire landscapes in breathtaking detail? Enter LiDAR, light detection and ranging. This revolutionary technology, employing millions of precisely timed laser pulses from above, strips away the jungle, revealing the hidden topography beneath as if the forest itself had simply vanished. In this groundbreaking documentary, we embark on an unprecedented journey. From the heart of the Amazon to the dense jungles of Mesoamerica and Southeast Asia, we will witness the monumental scale of discoveries only now coming to light. Prepare to have your understanding of ancient history profoundly reshaped as we unveil sprawling urban centers, intricate agricultural systems, and vast ceremonial complexes, forgotten megacities that rewrite the timeline of human ingenuity and urbanism. The age of exploration isn't over. It's just beginning, reborn from above. Join us as Echoes from Above reveals the astonishing truth hidden beneath the green. For millennia, humanity has gazed upon the world's most vibrant, yet enigmatic, landscapes, the rainforests. These colossal, emerald cathedrals, teeming with life, have long held a powerful mystique. They are the Earth's oldest and most complex ecosystems, a dazzling tapestry of biodiversity, where every inch pulses with untamed vitality. But beyond their breathtaking beauty, these green realms have also proven to be nature's ultimate secret keepers, formidable barriers guarding the forgotten echoes of civilizations past. Imagine an ancient city, bustling with life, its monumental structures reaching for the sky. Now imagine it consumed. The relentless march of the jungle, an unstoppable force of growth and decay, can swallow entire urban centers within a few generations. The dense, multi-layered canopy forms an impenetrable shield, casting eternal shadow and rendering ground-level exploration a grueling, often fruitless endeavor. Beneath this thick, leafy vault, a ceaseless cycle of decomposition rapidly recycles organic matter, erasing wooden structures, blurring stone foundations, and burying vast complexes under layers of rich soil and tangled roots. For centuries, this relentless biological clock has worked against archaeologists, leaving them to piece together tantalizing fragments, perpetuating a romanticized, yet often inaccurate, image of ancient rainforest populations as small, scattered, and disconnected communities. Traditional methods of archaeological survey, walking transects, digging test pits, are rendered agonizingly slow, if not impossible, in terrain where visibility can be less than a few feet, where venomous creatures lurk, and where every step is a battle against the suffocating embrace of the jungle. Vast swaths of the Amazon, the Maya lowlands, and the remote forests of Southeast Asia have remained blank spaces on the archaeological map, their true historical significance locked away beneath an impervious green veil. We knew there was more. We felt the whisper of forgotten grandeur, but the forest refused to yield its deepest secrets. Until now, until a revolutionary technology offered us a new way to see. For generations, the impenetrable rainforest presented an insurmountable challenge, a colossal blind spot in our understanding of human history. Ground-based surveys were akin to trying to map an entire continent by crawling through a dense thicket blindfolded. The archaeological world yearned for a way to peel back the layers of earth and vegetation, to see the bare bones of the landscape beneath. That yearning was answered not by a shovel, but by a beam of light. This is LiDAR, light detection and ranging. It is a revolutionary remote sensing method that has transformed our ability to peer through the densest foliage, revealing what millennia of growth have carefully concealed. Imagine an aircraft soaring hundreds, sometimes thousands, of feet above the jungle canopy. Attached to its belly is a sophisticated sensor, a silent witness sending out an invisible wave of pure revelation. LiDAR works by emitting millions of pulsed laser lights toward the ground every second. These pulses, traveling at the speed of light, scatter in every direction, some hitting the thick leaves and branches, others finding minuscule gaps in the vegetation to reach the forest floor. Each pulse that returns to the sensor tells a story, a precise measurement of the distance it traveled. When billions of these individual data points are collected across vast swathes of land, they create an incredibly detailed, three-dimensional map, a digital ghost of the landscape. For archaeologists, LiDAR is the X-ray vision they had only dreamed of. It is the technological key unlocking centuries of mystery, allowing us to strip away the verdant shroud of the rainforest, revealing the true face of the ancient earth beneath. It's not just about finding individual ruins. It's about seeing entire landscapes, forgotten networks, and the true scale of human habitation in places once thought to be uninhabited wilderness. This is the dawn of a new era in archaeological discovery, where light itself becomes the ultimate excavator. To truly appreciate the magnitude of LiDAR's revelations, we must understand its fundamental mechanics, how this eye in the sky manages to pierce the seemingly impenetrable green ceiling. It's an elegant dance of physics and computation, orchestrated with breathtaking precision. As the aircraft traverses the landscape, the LiDAR unit fires millions of laser pulses every second. These aren't just single beams. They're a barrage, creating a dense scattershot that maximizes the chances of hitting the forest floor. Crucially, not every pulse hits a leaf. Some find the infinitesimal gaps between branches, the tiny windows in the canopy, to continue their journey downwards. When a laser pulse strikes an object, be it a leaf, a branch, or the bare earth, a tiny fraction of its light reflects back to the sensor. The time it takes for that pulse to travel from the sensor, hit its target, and return is precisely measured. Since light travels at a known, constant speed, this time-of-flight data allows for an incredibly accurate calculation of the distance to the target. Multiple returns from a single pulse, for instance, one from the top of the canopy, another from an understory branch, and a final one from the ground, provide even richer data. This continuous stream of distance measurements, combined with the precise GPS coordinates and orientation data of the aircraft, generates a colossal point cloud, a three-dimensional tapestry of billions of individual data points, each representing a tiny piece of the landscape. At this stage, the point cloud shows everything: the trees, the bushes, the ground. But here's where the magic truly happens. Specialized algorithms can then digitally filter out all the returns for vegetation. By identifying and removing points associated with leaves and branches, archaeologists are left with a pristine, bare earth digital model. It's as if the rainforest itself has been rendered invisible, revealing the contours of the terrain, the subtle changes in elevation, and the ancient human modifications hidden beneath for centuries. This is how the jungle's secrets are finally brought into the light, digitally peeling back the Earth's green layers. Before LiDAR became a household name in archaeology, its potential was first tentatively explored, then dramatically proven in a series of pioneering projects that redefined what was possible. The initial glimmers of its power began to emerge, not in the public eye, but within the focused determination of scientific expeditions. Early aerial photography had offered hints, but LiDAR provided the definitive proof, the concrete evidence that transformed mere speculation into groundbreaking discovery. One of the earliest and most impactful demonstrations came in the early 2000s in Belize, where archaeologists were attempting to map the sprawling Maya city of Caracol. For decades, traditional ground surveys had yielded only a partial understanding of this vast site, hinting at its monumental scale but struggling to delineate its full extent beneath the dense jungle. When LiDAR was deployed, the results were astonishing. Within weeks, the technology revealed an intricate network of causeways, plazas, terraces, and residential structures spanning an area far greater than previously imagined. It wasn't just individual buildings. It was the blueprint of an entire urban landscape, precisely mapped for the first time. The data revealed features that were utterly invisible from the ground, transforming a known site into a revelation. Further successes followed swiftly. In Cambodia, amidst the dense forest surrounding the famed temples of Angkor Wat, LiDAR began to expose a vast, interconnected medieval urban complex, far larger and more sophisticated than scholars had ever conceived. It uncovered previously unknown temple mounds, elaborate water management systems, and a sprawling, low-density urban network that underpinned the iconic stone monuments. These early triumphs were more than just new data, they were a paradigm shift. They proved that LiDAR wasn't just a fancy tool for mapping. It was a powerful archaeological divining rod, capable of seeing through centuries of natural concealment to expose the true scale and complexity of ancient human endeavor. The green veil was finally beginning to part, offering tantalizing glimpses of worlds long lost. For centuries, the Maya civilization captivated the world with its enigmatic hieroglyphs, sophisticated astronomy, and awe-inspiring pyramids rising majestically from the jungle floor. Yet, our understanding of their urban planning and the true scale of their presence in Mesoamerica was fundamentally skewed. We pictured isolated city-states, monumental ceremonial centers like Tikal or Palenque, surrounded by vast, untamed wilderness. This narrative, largely shaped by what was visible above ground, painted a picture of grandeur, but one that was incomplete, failing to grasp the sheer scope of Maya ambition. Then came LiDAR, turning that long-held belief on its head and rewriting chapters of Maya history. Over the past decade, sweeping LiDAR surveys across the Maya lowlands of Guatemala, Belize, and Mexico have unleashed a torrent of discoveries that have dramatically reshaped our perception. What we once thought were wilderness areas between major sites have been revealed to be densely populated, interconnected landscapes, teeming with ancient human activity. LiDAR has unveiled not just individual structures, but entire forgotten urban ecosystems. Beneath the emerald shroud, vast networks of raised causeways, some stretching for dozens of miles, now clearly link what were once considered disparate settlements. Intricate agricultural terraces, sophisticated irrigation canals, and complex residential compounds, housing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people, have emerged from the digital data. This isn't just about finding more pyramids. It's about comprehending the Maya as master architects of their environment, meticulously transforming dense rainforests into highly productive, sustainable landscapes capable of supporting staggering populations. It paints a picture of sprawling, interconnected metropolises, far larger and more integrated than anything we previously imagined. The Maya weren't just building iconic temples. They were building entire worlds, intricately woven into the very fabric of the landscape, an empire of green, now finally brought to light by the magic of LiDAR. Nowhere has LiDAR's transformative power been more dramatically illustrated than in the heart of Guatemala's Petén Basin, at a site known as El Mirador. For decades, archaeologists knew of its existence, a scattering of colossal mounds hinting at a significant presence. But accessing El Mirador was a Herculean task. Deep within a virtually untouched biosphere reserve, its true dimensions obscured by a formidable, centuries-old forest. Traditional surveys could only scratch the surface of this proto-Maya giant. Then, in the early 2000s, LiDAR flew over the El Mirador Basin, and what it revealed rewrote the timeline of Maya civilization itself. The digital peeling back of the jungle canopy didn't just find a city. It unveiled a colossal megalopolis, a sprawling urban center that predated many of the iconic Maya sites we know. Dating back to the pre-classic period, as early as 1000 BCE, El Mirador emerged as a monumental testament to early Maya ingenuity on a scale previously thought impossible for its era. LiDAR imagery showcased the breathtaking scale of its architecture. Massive pyramids, including La Danta, potentially the largest pyramid by volume in the world, and El Tigre, towering hundreds of feet above the forest floor. But it was the hidden infrastructure that truly stunned researchers. The technology revealed a dense network of ancient causeways, some over 25 miles long, connecting dozens of satellite settlements and major pyramids within the basin. It also brought to light a sophisticated water management system, including massive reservoirs and canals designed to sustain a population that may have numbered in the hundreds of thousands. El Mirador was not just a city. It was an early Maya marvel, a fully formed, highly organized state that flourished centuries before the classic Maya period. LiDAR didn't just find ruins. It resurrected an entire forgotten chapter of human history, proving the immense capabilities of this ancient civilization, pushing back the timeline of Maya urban complexity and demonstrating that even the deepest, most impenetrable jungles hold wonders waiting to be rediscovered by light. As LiDAR continues to illuminate the Maya world, the discoveries extend far beyond the monumental pyramids and grand ceremonial centers that once defined our understanding. The technology has unveiled a hidden layer of Maya life, a vast, complex, and highly integrated urban sprawl that blanketed the landscape, demonstrating an environmental mastery previously unimagined. The Maya weren't just builders of iconic structures. They were orchestrators of entire ecosystems, meticulously shaping their environment to support dense populations. What LiDAR reveals is not the neat, grid-like cities familiar from European history, but rather a distinctive form of low-density urbanism, where residential compounds were interspersed with agricultural fields, plazas, and smaller ceremonial structures, all woven together by a delicate web of pathways and canals. This dispersed urbanism, often dismissed as wilderness by earlier archaeologists, was in fact a sophisticated, managed landscape. Crucially, LiDAR has exposed the sheer extent of Maya agriculture and hydraulic engineering. Beneath the canopy, vast systems of raised fields and terraced hillsides, designed to maximize crop yield and manage water flow, are now visible. These ancient farmers transformed seasonal wetlands into highly productive garden cities, creating fertile ground in areas previously thought inhospitable. Elaborate canal systems, reservoirs, and even sophisticated dams engineered to collect and distribute water across vast distances, especially during dry seasons, are etched into the bare earth models. This evidence paints a picture of a civilization that adapted, engineered, and thrived within its tropical environment for millennia, sustaining millions of people. It demonstrates a profound understanding of ecology and resource management. The Maya were not just inhabitants of the jungle. They were its cultivators, its engineers, turning the challenging rainforest into a sustainable and productive homeland. LiDAR has given us the ability to see this intricate tapestry, revealing that the true heart of Maya civilization lay not just in its monumental centers, but in the intelligent, sprawling, and sustainable urban landscapes that nurtured its people. Our journey through the hidden worlds revealed by LiDAR now takes us to one of the most remote and untamed regions on Earth, the Megacities rainforest of eastern Honduras. For centuries, this dense, disease-ridden wilderness, a place of almost mythic difficulty, has whispered tales of a legendary settlement, Ciudad Blanca, the White City, or the Lost City of the Monkey God. It was a place dismissed by many as mere legend, a fantastical creation of early explorers, yet the tantalizing possibility of a major, unknown civilization distinct from the Maya persisted. Expeditions into Megacities are notoriously arduous, battling venomous snakes, jaguars, and virulent diseases, with visibility often less than arm's length. The sheer scale of the rainforest made traditional discovery almost impossible. But in 2012, a groundbreaking LiDAR survey was launched over a specific, tantalizing valley within this vast, uncharted territory. What the eye in the sky saw immediately electrified the archaeological world. The LiDAR data revealed, with astonishing clarity, the unmistakable outlines of a massive city. Not a Maya city, but a distinct, previously unknown pre-Columbian civilization. It showed plazas, extensive residential structures, artificial mounds, and what appeared to be a vast ceremonial complex, all expertly engineered into the rugged landscape. The survey confirmed, for the first time, that the legend of Ciudad Blanca was based on a stunning reality. Subsequent ground expeditions, guided with unprecedented precision by the LiDAR maps, carefully entered the rediscovered valley in 2015. They found not just structures, but a trove of artifacts, including hundreds of exquisitely carved stone objects emerging from the forest floor, untouched for over 500 years. These included ritual metates, effigy vessels, and zoomorphic figures, particularly representations of jaguars and anthropomorphic vulture-man figures, unlike anything seen from other known Mesoamerican cultures. The lost city of the monkey god was no longer a myth, but a tangible, monumental discovery, a testament to LiDAR's unparalleled ability to pierce the green veil and bring forth an entirely new chapter in the story of human civilization. Narrator. Deep, resonant voice, sense of discovery and awe. Our journey begins with a revelation that sent shockwaves through the archaeological world. Following the initial whispers from the skies over Honduras, where LiDAR peeled back centuries of dense growth to hint at vast, forgotten structures, the painstaking work on the ground truly began. In the heart of the Mesquite rainforest, expeditions battled venomous snakes, impenetrable vegetation, and extreme humidity to confirm what the eye in the sky had promised. Sound of jungle ambience, distant bird calls, machetes hacking through foliage. What they found was beyond imagination. Not just isolated ruins, but evidence of a sophisticated pre-Columbian civilization, now believed to be the ancient ancestors of the indigenous Pesh people. Beneath the emerald canopy, archaeologists unearthed plazas, monumental earthworks, and intricate settlements that spoke of a highly organized society. They meticulously excavated unique cultural artifacts, intricately carved stone tools, ceramic vessels adorned with zoomorphic and anthropomorphic figures, and obsidian blades, all pointing to a distinct artistic tradition previously unseen or misunderstood in this region. These weren't mere villages. They were cities, thriving centers of commerce, ritual, and daily life, hidden from human eyes for millennia. Visuals shift to detailed close-ups of artifacts, then to wide shots of excavated areas. Radiocarbon dating placed these discoveries firmly within a timeline that rewrites the history of human habitation here, suggesting continuous occupation stretching back over 1,000 years, peaking between 1000 and 1400 AD. The very air seemed to hum with the echoes of their industrious lives. This wasn't merely a discovery of ruins. It was the reemergence of an entire culture, a vibrant chapter in human history that had been lost to the relentless march of the jungle and to time itself. The Pesh people, once considered a marginal group, are now recognized as inheritors of a monumental legacy, challenging our long-held perceptions of Central American prehistory. LiDAR didn't just find a city. It brought a civilization back from oblivion, offering a tantalizing glimpse into a new, complex narrative of human ingenuity and resilience in one of the planet's most formidable environments. And this, astonishingly, was just the beginning. Narrator. Voice shifts, grander scope, sense of expanding revelation. From the dense jungles of Central America, the gaze of LiDAR now turns south to the colossal expanse of the Amazon rainforest. For centuries, this green heart of South America was considered a pristine wilderness, largely untouched by large-scale human civilization. Conventional wisdom dictated that its poor soils and challenging climate made it incapable of sustaining vast, complex societies, relegating ancient Amazonians to small, nomadic groups. But LiDAR is obliterating these outdated notions, revealing a story far richer and more intricate than ever imagined. Sound of wide-open jungle sounds, a sense of immense scale. Early findings emerging from Brazil, Peru, and beyond are challenging every assumption. Where satellite images once showed an unbroken verdant carpet, LiDAR's penetrating pulses now reveal intricate networks of ancient human design. We are beginning to see not just isolated settlements, but evidence of a deep history of human habitation, vast earthworks stretching for miles, and intricate agricultural systems etched into the very landscape. These are not ephemeral camps. These are the vestiges of permanent, organized societies that shaped their environment with ingenuity and purpose. Visuals show abstract representations of LiDAR data across the Amazon basin. Imagine monumental geometric earthworks, perfectly circular or square, covering hundreds of acres. Features utterly invisible from the ground or conventional aerial photography. These geoglyphs, once attributed to sporadic occupation, are now understood as elements of much larger, interconnected systems. LiDAR is exposing ancient roads, often raised above floodwaters, connecting these sprawling settlements, suggesting communication and trade networks far more advanced than previously conceived. These groundbreaking discoveries are rewriting the very map of pre-Columbian South America, pushing back the timeline for organized civilization in the Amazon by thousands of years. The Amazon was not a pristine void, but a living tapestry woven with human presence, a secret garden cultivated and engineered by forgotten hands, ready to yield its profound secrets to the relentless curiosity of science. This green frontier, once a barrier to understanding, has become a window into a past teeming with life and complexity. Narrator. Voice emphasizes ingenuity and scale, a sense of human triumph over nature. Within the Amazon's vast embrace lies a region that epitomizes ancient human ingenuity, the Llanos de Mojos in Bolivia. This immense savanna, subject to dramatic seasonal flooding, was once considered an impossible landscape for sustained, large-scale civilization. Yet, LiDAR has not only confirmed but profoundly expanded upon incredible discoveries here, revealing a sophisticated environmental engineering marvel that defies easy categorization. Sound of gentle lapping water, distant tropical bird calls, a sense of a wetland environment. Underneath the seasonal floodwaters and savanna grasses, LiDAR has brought to light an unparalleled network of raised causeways, stretching for hundreds of miles, connecting monumental earth mounds, some towering dozens of feet high, and intricate defensive moats. These are not random features. They are components of a grand, interconnected system designed to harness and control water. Ancient societies, dating back over 2,000 years, transformed a challenging wetland into a thriving agricultural and residential landscape. Visuals depict LiDAR data showing networks, then 3D reconstructions. Perhaps most astonishing are the sophisticated aquaculture systems. These ancient engineers constructed vast fish weirs and canals, allowing them to capture, cultivate, and harvest fish during both wet and dry seasons, providing a reliable protein source for dense populations. They built raised fields to protect crops from flooding and created intricate water management systems that channeled excess water during the rainy season and retained precious moisture during droughts. This wasn't just adaptation. It was a profound mastery of their environment, demonstrating an unparalleled understanding of hydrology and ecology. Close-ups of reconstructed aquaculture systems, animated water flow. The scale of this endeavor is staggering. It speaks to a level of societal organization, collective labor, and long-term planning that challenges our very definition of primitive societies. These were not just people living in the landscape. They were actively creating it, terraforming their world to suit their needs. The Llanos de Mojos stands as a testament to the fact that early Amazonian cultures were not passive inhabitants, but active architects of monumental engineered landscapes, thriving for centuries through sheer brilliance and cooperative spirit. Their legacy, once submerged and forgotten, is now resurfacing, showing us what is truly possible when humans work in harmony with their natural world. Narrator. Voice takes on an urgent, almost breathless tone, emphasizing the newness and excitement of the discovery. Just as we thought the Amazon had unveiled its most dramatic secrets, a recent and breathtaking development has once again pushed the boundaries of our understanding. In the remote reaches of the Ecuadorian Amazon, LiDAR has revealed an astonishing, extensive network of garden cities belonging to the Upano culture, dating back over 2,500 years. Sound of jungle ambience, slightly more intense, with a sense of profound scale. For decades, archaeologists suspected the presence of significant settlements in the Upano Valley, but the sheer scale and complexity of what LiDAR revealed has stunned even the most seasoned experts. This isn't just a cluster of villages. It's a sprawling, interconnected urban landscape covering over 1,000 square kilometers. Imagine dozens of monumental platform structures, some reaching 10 meters in height and 20 meters in width, meticulously arranged around vast plazas. These platforms supported residential buildings, ceremonial centers, and administrative structures, forming a dense and sophisticated urban fabric. Visuals shift to vibrant, green Ecuadorian Amazon. Then LiDAR data reveals the network. What truly sets the Upano culture apart are the incredible arrow-straight roads that connected these urban centers. These ancient highways, sometimes 10 meters wide and stretching for many kilometers, weren't just paths. They were meticulously engineered arteries, some flanked by drainage ditches. They facilitated trade, communication, and movement across the dense jungle, painting a picture of a highly integrated society. The term garden cities refers to the intricate interweaving of urban structures with agricultural zones, suggesting a sustainable model of dense population centers existing in harmony with their cultivated environment. Animated reconstruction shows the Upano cities and connecting roads. This discovery, published in early 2024, fundamentally redefines early urbanism in the Upper Amazon. It suggests a far denser, more organized, and technologically advanced ancient population than previously thought possible for this region and era. The Upano network existed for 1,000 years, from around 500 BC to 300 to 600 AD, before its eventual decline, leaving behind a monumental ghost in the machine of the jungle. LiDAR has, in a single stroke, opened a new window into Amazonian prehistory, compelling us to reconsider the very definitions of city and civilization in the rainforest. The echoes of the Upano people now resonate powerfully through the verdant landscape, demanding our attention. Narrator. Voice becomes authoritative, summarizing, emphasizing the grand scale. From the rediscovered cities of Honduras to the engineered landscapes of Bolivia and the garden cities of Ecuador, LiDAR has unveiled a collective truth of astonishing proportions. The scattered revelations are now coalescing into a cohesive, breathtaking picture. Vast tracts of tropical forest, once dismissed as impenetrable wilderness, were in fact home to millions of people living in highly organized, interconnected societies. This isn't just about finding a few isolated ruins. It's about uncovering entire civilizations, truly megacities of the forest. Sound of a subtle, deep synth pad, building tension and scale. For generations, our textbooks depicted ancient rainforest dwellers as small, nomadic groups, struggling to survive in a harsh environment. But the evidence from LiDAR is rewriting this narrative with bold strokes. Across Mesoamerica and the Amazon, we are now seeing urban centers rivaling, and in some cases surpassing, the scale and complexity of contemporaneous cities in other parts of the world. Imagine sprawling settlements covering tens, even hundreds of square kilometers, connected by sophisticated infrastructure, bustling with life. Animated map showing all discovery locations lighting up, then zooming out to show regional networks. The sheer density of population these findings imply is mind-boggling. Millions once thrived here, transforming their environment, not merely adapting to it. They built monumental structures, engineered their landscapes for agriculture and water management, and developed intricate social and political systems that allowed for sustained, large-scale habitation for centuries, if not millennia. The forest, far from being a barrier, was the very medium of their existence, providing resources and challenges that they met with unparalleled ingenuity. Visuals compare a modern city aerial view with a reconstructed ancient forest city. This synthesis fundamentally reshapes our understanding of human history in the tropics. It elevates these forgotten cultures from the footnotes of history to central chapters, demonstrating that the rainforest was not an empty space awaiting European arrival, but a vibrant, dynamic landscape shaped by millennia of human endeavor. LiDAR has given us a new lens, allowing us to perceive the true scale of these ancient empires and realize that the echoes from above are revealing a past far more populated, powerful, and profound than we ever dared to imagine. The green shroud has lifted, revealing not just cities, but a monumental reevaluation of human civilization itself. Narrator, voice shifts to inquiring, exploring the how with a sense of wonder. With evidence of vast, populous cities now undeniable, a critical question emerges. How did these ancient rainforest populations sustain themselves? How did millions thrive for centuries, if not millennia, in environments often perceived as challenging and resource scarce? The answer lies in their profound understanding of their ecosystems and an array of innovative agricultural practices and resource management strategies that were centuries ahead of their time. Sound of subtle, organic sounds, rustling leaves, gentle water, a sense of sustainable activity. Far from practicing destructive slash-and-burn agriculture, many of these societies developed sophisticated and sustainable land use systems. They engineered vast raised fields and terraced hillsides, optimizing drainage and soil fertility. They practiced complex agroforestry, cultivating a diverse array of crops, medicinal plants, and fruit trees within the managed forest itself, creating food forests that mimicked natural ecosystems but boosted productivity. This polycultural approach not only provided a rich and varied diet, but also maintained biodiversity and soil health. Visuals show reconstructed agricultural systems, close-ups of specific plants. Perhaps their most astonishing innovation was the creation of terra preta, or black earth. Through a deliberate process of mixing charcoal, organic matter, and pottery shards into the infertile rainforest soil, they transformed vast areas into incredibly fertile, self-sustaining farmland. This anthropogenic soil remains fertile to this day, a testament to their ecological genius, a secret to soil enrichment that modern agriculture is only now beginning to fully appreciate. Their hydraulic engineering was equally impressive, with intricate canal systems not only for drainage, but also for irrigation and aquaculture, providing controlled access to water and protein. Animated graphics explaining terra preta, then showing intricate canal systems. Beyond agriculture, their resource management extended to the careful cultivation of useful timber, the sustainable harvesting of wild game, and the development of trade networks to acquire resources not locally available. Their social structures, likely highly organized and cooperative, enabled the massive collective labor required for these monumental environmental transformations. These ancient rainforest dwellers weren't battling nature. They were collaborating with it, creating a symbiotic relationship that allowed for the flourishing of dense populations without depleting their vital ecosystems. Their thriving past offers crucial insights into living sustainably, proving that large-scale human civilization and ecological balance are not mutually exclusive. Narrator. Voice emphasizes technical prowess, admiration for ancient builders. The sheer scale of ancient rainforest societies demanded not just innovative resource management, but also astonishing feats of engineering and architectural prowess. These were not primitive people. They were master builders, their achievements challenging the very notion of a stone age in the tropics. From massive earthworks to complex hydraulic systems, the discoveries reveal sophisticated knowledge of construction, planning, and environmental manipulation that rival many contemporary developed civilizations. Sound of rhythmic, echoing construction sounds, muted but powerful, mixed with jungle sounds. Consider the monumental earth mounds and platforms, some meticulously constructed layer by layer over centuries, using millions of cubic meters of earth. These weren't haphazard piles. They were geometrically precise structures designed to withstand floods, support heavy buildings, and serve as visible markers of power and ceremony. The intricate networks of raised causeways in places like the Llanos de Mojos, designed to remain passable during seasonal inundations, are engineering marvels in themselves, requiring vast quantities of labor and precise understanding of topography and hydrology. Visuals show animated construction of earthworks, cross-sections of mounds. Furthermore, the urban planning revealed by LiDAR in the Upano Valley showcases a remarkable foresight. Straight, wide roads, often flanked by deep drainage ditches, connected distant urban centers in a grid-like fashion. This wasn't organic growth. It was deliberate, large-scale planning, indicating centralized authority and a profound understanding of logistics and community organization. While many structures were made of perishable wood and thatch, their foundations of stone and packed earth reveal intricate layouts and sometimes multi-story designs, hinting at a verticality now lost to time. The sheer volume of earth moved, molded, and shaped into functional and aesthetic landscapes speaks to an astonishing collective effort and advanced understanding of civil engineering. Animated blueprint of an ancient city, then 3D fly-throughs of reconstructed structures. These ancient rainforest builders harnessed their environment, not merely occupying it. They understood drainage, soil mechanics, and the strategic placement of structures. Their ability to manage water, construct durable foundations, and plan entire cities across vast, challenging landscapes rewrites the narrative of ancient technological advancement. These megacities were not accidents. They were the intentional creations of highly skilled engineers and architects, whose ingenuity offers compelling evidence of advanced civilization flourishing in places we once thought impossible. They represent a testament to humanity's enduring capacity to shape its world with intelligence and vision. Narrator. Voice becomes contemplative, reflective, with a note of caution and hope. As we marvel at the ingenuity and scale of these ancient rainforest civilizations, a crucial question hangs in the balance. What was their long-term environmental impact? Did these societies, with their millions of inhabitants and monumental constructions, thrive sustainably, or did their very success eventually lead to environmental degradation and decline? The answer, etched into the soils and landscapes they left behind, offers invaluable lessons for our modern world. Sound of a subtle, melancholic forest ambience, distant wind chimes, a sense of time passing. Evidence suggests a complex picture. Many of these cultures, particularly those employing agroforestry and terra preta, demonstrated remarkable practices of sustainable land use, maintaining soil fertility and biodiversity for centuries. Their integrated approaches to food production and resource management allowed dense populations to flourish without immediately exhausting their vital ecosystems. They understood the delicate balance, working with the forest, not against it, for extended periods. Visuals show thriving ancient sustainable landscapes, then subtle signs of environmental stress. However, archaeological data also indicates that some societies, particularly as they grew to immense scales, did exert significant pressure on their environment. Deforestation for construction materials, agricultural expansion, and fuel may have led to localized soil erosion, changes in microclimates, and even eventual ecosystem collapse in certain areas. The reasons for the decline of many of these great cities are multifaceted: climate change, warfare, disease, but unsustainable practices may well have played a contributing role, reminding us that even the most ingenious civilizations face limits. Animated time-lapse showing deforestation, then desertification or overgrowth. Yet, the enduring legacy of terra preta soils, the persistence of ancient raised fields, and the evidence of sophisticated water management systems reveal a profound knowledge of ecological principles. These discoveries offer crucial insights into how large human populations can coexist sustainably with delicate ecosystems. For modern societies grappling with deforestation, climate change, and resource depletion, these echoes from above serve as both a cautionary tale and a beacon of hope. They underscore the delicate balance between human development and ecological preservation, urging us to learn from those who built and lived in the rainforest for millennia. By understanding their triumphs and their potential failures, we can begin to forge a more sustainable path for the future, ensuring that our own echoes do not signify an end, but a continuing harmony with the planet. For centuries, our understanding of ancient history, particularly in the Americas, has been framed by limited perspectives and the biases of the explorers who first documented these lands. The dense, impenetrable rainforests were often dismissed as empty wilderness, incapable of sustaining large, complex societies. Traditional archaeology, constrained by the very nature of these environments, could only scratch the surface, reinforcing a narrative that underestimated the ingenuity and scale of pre-Columbian civilizations. But now, with the advent of LiDAR, that narrative is being fundamentally, irrevocably rewritten. LiDAR has unveiled not just isolated settlements, but entire urban landscapes stretching for miles. Vast, interconnected networks of cities, towns, roads, and sophisticated agricultural systems previously invisible to the human eye. In the Maya lowlands, what we once believed were scattered ceremonial centers are now revealed as sprawling megalopolises, home to millions, with intricate defensive structures, elaborate plazas, and monumental architecture rivaling any ancient city in the Old World. Sites like El Mirador in Guatemala, once thought to be an anomaly, are now understood as part of a much larger, earlier Maya urban explosion, predating many of the classic period cities by centuries. The sheer scale suggests population densities and organizational complexity that defy earlier estimations. Even more astonishing are the discoveries in the Amazon, a region long considered the ultimate green desert for large-scale human habitation. LiDAR has peeled back the canopy to reveal extensive earthworks, sophisticated raised fields, causeways, and entire urban grids in areas like the Llanos de Mojos in Bolivia, the Acre region of Brazil, and the Upano Valley in Ecuador. These are not just small villages. These are evidence of thriving, densely populated societies that engineer their environment on a monumental scale, demonstrating sustainable agriculture and urban planning adapted to the unique challenges of a rainforest. We are looking at evidence of independent invention, complex social hierarchies, and highly advanced ecological knowledge that flourished for millennia, entirely separate from European influence. This isn't just adding footnotes to existing history. This is a paradigm shift. It challenges Eurocentric notions of where and how civilization develops, proving that complex urban societies could independently emerge and thrive in diverse, challenging environments thought previously inhospitable. Textbooks will need to be revised. Our entire understanding of human potential, resilience, and adaptability is being dramatically expanded. The jungle, once a shroud, is now a window into a forgotten past, forcing us to confront a richer, more diverse tapestry of human history than we ever imagined. While LiDAR provides the revolutionary eye in the sky, painting a breathtaking blueprint of lost worlds, is only the first crucial step. The true magic, the painstaking verification, the arduous labor of bringing these ghost cities to life still relies on the grit and dedication of archaeologists on the ground. This is where cutting-edge technology marries the enduring spirit of traditional fieldwork, where the digital lines of a LiDAR scan meet the tangible mud and roots of the rainforest floor. Imagine the scene. A small team of researchers, led by seasoned archaeologists like Dr. Arlen Chase or Dr. Anna Roosevelt, hacking their way through dense, suffocating jungle. The air is thick with humidity, buzzing with insects, and the calls of unseen creatures. Machetes flash, GPS devices struggle for satellite lock beneath the triple canopy, and every step is a battle against tangled vines and unseen obstacles. They are guided by a map unlike any before, a LiDAR-generated topographic model, highlighting subtle elevation changes, depressions, and linear features that betray the presence of ancient structures. But even with this incredible tool, the jungle fights back, reclaiming its secrets with ferocious tenacity. This is the process of ground truthing. What appears as a perfect geometric plaza on a computer screen might, in reality, be a barely perceptible rise in elevation, covered by centuries of leaf litter and a towering ceiba tree. The archaeologists must painstakingly clear test pits, dig trenches, and carefully sift through layers of soil, often by hand, seeking the irrefutable evidence: a shard of pottery, a carved stone fragment, a grinding implement, a human bone, or the distinctive dark staining of ancient agricultural soils. Each artifact, no matter how small, is a direct link to the people who once walked these now silent streets. It's grueling work. Weeks turn into months of relentless physical exertion, often miles from the nearest road or even a clearing. Supplies are limited, dangers are constant, but the thrill of discovery fuels their resolve. To unearth a finely carved stela confirming a royal lineage, to find the remains of a complex water management system, or to identify the precise boundaries of a monumental platform. These are the moments that transform abstract data into concrete historical fact. It's in these moments, sweating under the relentless sun, covered in mud and insect bites, that the true narrative of these forgotten empires begins to emerge, brick by painstaking brick, artifact by precious artifact. Without the tireless efforts of these dedicated individuals, the spectacular visions conjured by LiDAR would remain just that, visions devoid of the human stories they seek to tell. The revelation of these hidden megacities, while exhilarating, brings with it a profound and immediate responsibility. With discovery comes vulnerability. Once their locations are even hinted at, these fragile windows into our past face a renewed onslaught of threats. The very act of unveiling these sites to the world can, tragically, expose them to irreversible damage. This is the critical, often desperate, challenge of protecting the revealed past. Foremost among these threats is looting. The global black market for antiquities is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the promise of ancient treasures can draw illegal excavators, who often use destructive methods to extract artifacts, utterly obliterating historical context in their wake. A single looter's trench can destroy millennia of archaeological data. Once a site is mined for its most valuable pieces, its scientific integrity is irrevocably compromised, its stories lost forever. And it's not just looting. The relentless march of deforestation, driven by agriculture, logging, and mining, continues to consume vast swathes of rainforest. An ancient city, hidden for centuries beneath the canopy, can be obliterated by bulldozers in a matter of days, before it's even fully mapped or understood. Then there's the challenge of unchecked tourism. While responsible tourism can bring vital revenue for conservation, sudden, unmanaged influxes of visitors can lead to erosion, damage to delicate structures, and disruption of local ecosystems. The very trails carved by archaeologists become pathways for those who do not share the same respect for the past. Protecting these sites demands a multifaceted approach: strict legal frameworks, robust enforcement, and constant surveillance, often in incredibly remote and dangerous regions. It also requires the critical involvement of local communities and, Crucially, the indigenous peoples whose ancestors built these very cities. Their ancestral knowledge, their deep connection to the land, and their stewardship are indispensable. Collaborative initiatives, empowering local populations as guardians and partners in conservation, are proving to be the most sustainable path forward. By creating economic opportunities through ethical archaeology and carefully managed cultural heritage projects, we can foster a shared commitment to preservation. This isn't just about preserving stones and pottery. It's about safeguarding invaluable pieces of human heritage, understanding diverse paths to civilization, and ensuring that these lessons from the past endure for future generations to learn from. The urgent call for conservation resonates louder than ever, a stark reminder that the monumental scale of these discoveries must be matched by the monumental scale of our protection efforts. The journey of discovery we've witnessed thus far, ignited by the first generations of LiDAR technology, is merely the opening chapter. As we look ahead, the future of LiDAR archaeology gleams with even more breathtaking potential, promising an exponential surge in our understanding of the human past. We are on the cusp of an era where lost cities will emerge not just from jungles, but from deserts, beneath ice, and even under the very foundations of modern towns, faster and with greater detail than ever before. Technological advancements are relentless. Imagine drones equipped with miniaturized, multispectral LiDAR sensors, capable of autonomously surveying vast, difficult-to-reach areas. These archaeological scouts can map hundreds of square kilometers in a single day, penetrating even denser canopies or scanning complex urban environments with unprecedented precision. The data they collect is not just elevation. It's also spectral information, helping to differentiate between natural and human-made features, even identifying subtle changes in vegetation indicative of buried structures or ancient agriculture. But it's not just the hardware. The true revolution lies in data processing and analysis. We are entering the age of artificial intelligence in archaeology. Machine learning algorithms are being trained to recognize patterns in LiDAR data that human eyes might miss. The faint echoes of ancient pathways, the subtle geometry of collapsed buildings, the telltale signs of hydraulic engineering. AI can sift through terabytes of data, flagging potential archaeological sites, classifying features, and even cross-referencing with historical maps and environmental data, transforming weeks of human analysis into mere hours. This integration of AI promises to accelerate the pace of discovery dramatically, turning vast, unexplored regions into digital canvases of ancient human activity. Consider the implications. Entire mountain ranges, once dismissed as archaeologically dead zones, could reveal intricate terrace systems and high-altitude settlements. Submerged coastlines, now underwater due to rising sea levels, might yield evidence of ancient harbors or settlements lost to the waves. We have only begun to scratch the surface of the planet's hidden past. Current estimates suggest that over 80% of the world's archaeological heritage remains undiscovered, much of it still concealed beneath dense vegetation, desert sands, or ocean depths. With each new generation of LiDAR and AI, that percentage shrinks, revealing more and more of the incredible human story that lies just beneath our feet, waiting to be illuminated. The future isn't just about finding more cities. It's about understanding the full, interconnected tapestry of human existence across the globe. Despite the remarkable revelations, despite the astonishing clarity that LiDAR has brought to our understanding of ancient civilizations, it is crucial to remember that technology is a tool, not an answer in itself. Every discovery, every magnificent city unveiled from the green shroud, opens not just a window to the past, but also a Pandora's box of new, profound questions. LiDAR shows us what was there and sometimes where and how big, but it rarely tells us why. Why did these monumental societies, so incredibly complex and sophisticated, ultimately decline or collapse? Was it environmental catastrophe, perhaps a changing climate, prolonged drought, or a self-inflicted ecological crisis caused by their very success? Was it devastating warfare, internal strife, or a combination of pressures that ultimately fractured their intricate social fabric? These are mysteries that LiDAR can highlight through patterns of abandonment or defensive structures. But the full narrative requires years, decades, even centuries of meticulous ground-level archaeology, anthropological study, and the careful interpretation of what remains. Or their complex belief systems. How did they organize their societies, manage resources for millions, and govern such vast, interconnected territories? How did different cities and cultures interact? Through trade, alliance, or conflict? The earthworks, the temples, the plazas, and the artifacts speak a silent language, rich with symbolism and meaning that we are only beginning to decipher. LiDAR might show us a ceremonial center, but it cannot tell us the rituals performed there, the gods worshipped, or the stories told around ancient fires. LiDAR is not the end of the quest. It is a magnificent beginning. It has shattered preconceptions and expanded the canvas of human history, showing us how much more there is to learn. It reminds us that our shared human story is far richer, far more diverse, and infinitely more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine. As long as there are jungles to explore, deserts to cross, and forgotten places beneath the earth, the human drive to discover, to understand, and to connect with our ancient past will remain a never-ending quest. And with each new layer peeled back, we draw closer to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our origins, and our enduring place in this incredible world. Our journey through echoes from above has taken us from the suffocating density of the world's rainforests to the astonishing clarity of LiDAR maps, revealing a world once thought lost forever. We've witnessed the emergence of entire megacities, intricate networks of roads, vast agricultural systems, and ceremonial centers that challenge every preconception about ancient rainforest societies. No longer can we dismiss these civilizations as small, scattered, or primitive. They were master engineers, sophisticated urban planners, and architects of complex societies that thrived for millennia. These revelations do more than just fill blank pages in our history books. They rewrite entire chapters. They compel us to acknowledge the incredible ingenuity and resilience of past civilizations, reminding us that solutions to profound challenges like sustainable living and large-scale habitation were found, lost, and are now rediscovered. In a world grappling with climate change and the rapid loss of biodiversity, the lessons from these ancient cultures, their harmony, or sometimes disharmony, with their environment, are more vital than ever. The story of humanity is far from fully told. As LiDAR continues to peel back the layers of time, countless secrets still await discovery. It is a powerful call to action, to continue this vital exploration ethically, to protect these irreplaceable cultural landscapes, and to preserve the fragile rainforest that still guards so much untold history. For the ancient world is not silent. It is simply waiting for us to listen, to learn, and to appreciate the magnificent tapestry of our shared human heritage.